What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. Today's video, we're going to give you our Week 10 predictions for every game in the NFL. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, over 85% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on notifications, as it will help us create more daily content for you. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Alright Nick, Week 10 is upon us and we have some very interesting games, a lot of great matchups to get to. Some should be easy predictions. I don't, you never really know with the way the NFL has gone the last couple of weeks, but nonetheless, we start off with our Thursday night football game. Baltimore Ravens, Miami Dolphins. Who you got?
Yeah, this is going to be a very easy win for the Baltimore Ravens. The Dolphins, who had backup Jacoby Brissett, were barely able to edge out Tyrod Taylor making his return, who didn't even throw a touchdown, rather threw 3 interceptions. Even with all that offense, it was a one-score game when it was all said and done. The Miami Dolphins are not going to be able to keep up with Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team, and so this is going to be a very smooth, easy victory, boring game for us fans to watch on Thursday night, but the Ravens will come out on top.
Dolphinately. All right, for our first game on Sunday, we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Atlanta Falcons are coming off of an impressive win against their division rival New Orleans Saints. The Falcons actually looked like they had something going, with Cordero Patterson being not only a rushing threat, but a receiving threat that we know him to be. Matt Ryan looked like his former MVP status, and the Cowboys are on a little bit of a downslide here, being exposed in the rushing game, not really being able to stop anything on defense against the Denver Broncos. I think the Falcons are going to try to employ a similar set against the Cowboys also in Dallas. So the Falcons are going to come in, they're going to use a lot of the tape that we saw Denver use. I think the Cowboys are getting wise to that. I think that they're going to focus on their issues. We've seen them face tougher opponents than the Falcons and come out on top. I think they're going to be able to win this one. It's going to be closer than people realize, but I think the Cowboys do win this one.
Another game I think could be close is the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. I think with the unknown certainty around what quarterback is playing for the New York Jets this week, it's going to make it tough for the Buffalo Bills to strategize, because Mike White, John Johnson, these guys are very different from each other, and it's going to be a different offense based on who you have. The Buffalo Bills just suffered a terrible loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they need to find their identity again. They need to prove that they are still the best team in the AFC East, and in order to do that, you got to get past your division rival, the New York Jets, who do know you fairly well. This is the exact same Buffalo Bills team that they saw last season, and the biggest weakness for the Buffalo Bills is their offensive line. The New York Jets' biggest strength is their pass rush. This could be upset alert for the Buffalo Bills, but nonetheless, I do believe it will be close. However, I will be taking the Buffalo Bills. I just think there's no way really I could bet against them right now with the New York Jets playing as poorly as they are.
Imagine the Bills lose to the Jaguars and the Jets in back-to-back weeks. That'd be something, huh? Well, next up we have probably the game of the week, or at least it was supposed to be. The Cleveland Browns taking on the New England Patriots in the 1 o'clock matchup in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The Cleveland Browns might be without 3 of their 4 running backs in this one, as Nick Chubb, Demetric Felton are on COVID reserve list right now, testing positive. They also had another running back who tested positive, and on top of that, the only person they have available is Dearness Johnson right now. Maybe Nick Chubb and Demetric Felton can kind of test out of it and hopefully play for the Browns, but if they don't have these guys running the football, it is up to Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry, and that's pretty much it. This is going to be a one-sided approach, and the New England Patriots, they take away your best weapon. So if you already take away Nick Chubb from this matchup, Jarvis Landry, maybe even the tight end position is just gone, and now you're looking for Baker Mayfield to do something. I don't see that happening. I'm taking the Patriots in this one. I think that they're going to win easily. They're going to make a statement saying that they are for real, their 4th straight victory, and continue to climb up in this playoff picture.
Next up, we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers coming out with a very surprising win over the Chicago Bears, thanks to the refs, really. The way that game was called, the Pittsburgh Steelers really had an extra help with the refs on the field. But I think this just shows you that the Pittsburgh Steelers are not the same team they used to be, and they can be beaten by teams like the Chicago Bears, maybe even by teams like the Detroit Lions. This could be upset alert. This could be the time where the Detroit Lions finally put it together when we don't expect them to, and where everything is going completely opposite we think it will in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers, if they can get Chase Claypool back, they should be all set. But if they don't, I think that the Detroit Lions have a chance. I think that they have a lot of offensive weapons that people are sleeping on and that they're utilizing extremely well. And that defense has had its bright moments. Could they do it again? Possibly without Chase Claypool. But if he's playing, I definitely believe the Pittsburgh Steelers should have a win at home against the Lions.
Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on their AFC South division rival, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts coming off of that massive win on Thursday Night Football against the New York Jets, where it just seemed like an absolute offensive explosion. They couldn't stop themselves if they tried. Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, Michael Pittman, all of it working well for the Colts. It seems like they're finally hitting their stride as a team under Frank Reich with Carson Wentz at the helm. I really like where the Colts are right now. The Jaguars, on the other hand, the biggest victory of their season came last week as they beat the Buffalo Bills 9-6. And if you're telling me that the Colts are going to have to score more than 9 points to defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'll tell you that they're going to do just that. I like the Colts in this one. I think it's going to be a massive blowout. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I like the Colts in this one by a heavy margin.
Next up, we have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Tennessee Titans. And guess what? I'm calling upset on this game. Trevor Siemian signed me up. I believe that the New Orleans Saints have exactly what it takes to upset the Tennessee Titans. Coming off of their incredible win over the Los Angeles Rams, we see that Julio Jones and A.J. Brown are going to be the 2 offensive weapons for the Tennessee Titans. And guess what? The New Orleans Saints have one of the best secondaries in the NFL and overall one of the best defenses in the NFL. This is going to absolutely stop Ryan Tannehill and this offense. No Adrian Peterson, no Jerry McMichaels. They won't be getting going in this matchup. And it's going to be the New Orleans Saints who have been able to put up a decent amount of points with Trevor Siemian under center. He's going to be able to do enough against the Tennessee Titans. They still have some holes on defense, and I think the Saints team can take advantage of it.
Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Washington Football Team. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming off of their bye week, fully healthy, coming back refreshed, ready to take on the second half of their season. The Washington Football Team, they're also coming off of a bye week, so 2 weeks to prepare for both of these teams. They're coming back as healthy as they possibly can be at this point in the season. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are just a much better team right now. If you're giving me the quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Taylor Heineke, taking Tom Brady. The wide receiving core for the Bucs, much better than Washington's. The entire defense for the Buccaneers, much better than Washington. So at the end of the day, there's not a point on this team that I say, you know what, Washington might have the edge. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers clean sweep at every single position, and that's why they are my lock of the week for this week. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to rout the Washington Football Team.
In our next matchup, we have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and the Carolina Panthers are abysmal right now. Sam Darnold, man, he looks worse than he did with the Jets. I think that this Carolina team has an incredible defense, but without an offense, they're not going to do a damn thing. And that Carolina team, even without DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, they're balling out. This team knows what to do. Cliff Kingsbury has them in a great spot, and I think that they're going to continue it. It should be a very easy home victory for the Arizona Cardinals this week against the Carolina Panthers.
Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Minnesota Vikings are coming off of 2 back-to-back losses where they were in it very close to the end, and all of a sudden, it just fell apart right in front of them to the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. Very stiff competition. Well, the Chargers are coming in here, and they're saying, we're also stiff competition, so hopefully it goes the same way. Nonetheless, the Chargers are a big test for the Vikings. I just feel like the Vikings defense is just not up to the challenge anymore. They are giving up points left and right. Justin Herbert needs another get-right game after his losing streak ended last week. He needs to get Mike Williams more involved. Keenan Allen needs to keep doing what he's been doing, and really Austin Eckler needs to get more involved in the running game, less of the passing game. I want to see the Chargers really focus on doing the things that they need to do to work better into the postseason. I like the Chargers against the Vikings in this one. I think that they're going to slightly edge out the Vikings in yet another close matchup that's going to come down to the wire.
Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Denver Broncos. And these two teams, well, they know how to put up points. And the Denver Broncos, without Von Miller, look incredible. The Dallas Cowboys didn't see it coming, and they got exposed. The Philadelphia Eagles also almost did the same thing. If it weren't for a game-winning field goal by the Los Angeles Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles also know how to put up a ton of points. And I expect that we're going to see a high-scoring game in this one. I believe that there's so much offensive talent and both defenses are fairly lackluster. They're going to be able to just throw this ball around, get big plays left and right, and I think it's going to come down to the last few drives of the game. But when it's all said and done, I think that the Denver Broncos are just slightly better team right now, and I think that Teddy Bridgewater is a safer quarterback with the football, and he's less prone to make mistakes. Jalen Hurts might just make one too many that costs him, and I have the Denver Broncos coming out on top in Week 10.
For our final 4 o'clock matchup, we see the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Packers may or may not have Aaron Rodgers, so this is going to be a very difficult one to really talk about. But the Packers, if they have Aaron Rodgers, are going to be in the mix with this one. You talk about their offense finally getting healthy and finally getting together. They could even have Odell Beckham Jr. for this one, so it could be, you know, Devontae Adams, OBJ. If he is with the Packers or whatever team he's on, he most likely won't play, so we won't have to talk about him just yet. Nonetheless, the Packers are in for one hell of a matchup as Russell Wilson has been cleared to play for the Seattle Seahawks. He is coming back, and they may even get Chris Carson back this week, assuming that he can practice. Definitely a storyline to watch there. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks by a slight margin in Russell Wilson's debut back from his finger surgery. I believe that he's going to get the Seahawks team right. I think he's going to really instill a lot of confidence in this team, and I think that they're going to play well above what they're used to. And at this point, the Packers, if they don't have Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a blowout. If they have Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a very close game, and I still have the Seahawks on this one.
And for our Sunday Night Football matchup, we have the Kansas City Chiefs making their way to Las Vegas, taking on the Raiders. This is going to be an incredible divisional game, and I'm calling this my lock of the week. I like the Las Vegas Raiders over the Kansas City Chiefs, and let me tell you why. When you look at this team, we see that the Las Vegas Raiders are down bad right now. They just lost Damon Arnett on top of Henry Ruggs, on top of John Gruden. And this team is rallying around each other. And last week, it was a little too much for them to handle in the moment. But now they've had a week to rebound. They've had a week to figure it out. And guess what? They have a new acquisition. That's right. Deshaun Jackson has made his way to the Las Vegas Raiders, and he has taken over. He is going to absolutely run all over this Kansas City defense that can do nothing, absolutely nothing. Josh Jacobs is going to run all over them. Derek Carr is going to prove once again that he's still in the MVP conversation. And the Raiders defense, yeah, they knew a thing or two about Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce, and they know exactly how to take them down. They've done it before. They're going to do it again. The Raiders are going to win in Week 10 and surprise everybody.
So your lock of the week is the team that just lost to the Giants?
Absolutely.
I just want to be clear. Okay. All right. Fair enough. For our Monday Night Football matchup, we have the Los Angeles Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers in an NFC West showdown. These two teams are headed in different directions. The 49ers have been struggling week in and week out to get anything going on both offense and defense. Outside of Deebo Samuel, I haven't seen much from the 49ers offense that's really given me a lot to hang my hat on. George Brittle finally got going last week, but can he continue it? Is he going to be out for another 3 weeks? Who the hell knows? So at the end of the day, the 49ers are really struggling. The Rams getting losing Von Miller, his first game with this team, it's going to be one sight to watch for sure. I'm excited about the Rams taking on their division rivals, and they're going to make a statement, especially after losing last week. I think the Rams need a get-right week. That's what the 49ers are going to provide for them. And for all of you guys who are saying that the 49ers are decent competition, they're not. I can promise you that. But nonetheless, I think that the Rams at this point are a much better football team than the 49ers are, and that's why I have them winning on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, this should be a fairly easy win for the Rams. They are coming off of that loss, and I know they're going to rebound this. They're going to figure it out, and the 49ers are not a good team, no matter how many fans want to think so. The Los Angeles Rams are one of the best teams in the NFL, and just because they have a down week doesn't mean that they're a bad team. They're going to figure it out. They have the coaching staff. They have the player personnel. It's all going to come together, and it's going to be an absolute blowout. The Rams easily come out on top this Monday night.
All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of our matchups for this week. Let us know if you're heavy on a team that we weren't sure about, what you think about these matchups, and if you have anybody winning that we thought might lose. Let us know in the comments down below. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.